what do I need? I can't remember. God, what is it? I go downstairs right at the last step. I remember.
Yep.
I climb back up the stairs. I can't find what I'm looking for. And I'm like, curses. Then I go to the bathroom and I come back out and then I'm like, what am I doing up here?
I'm lost in my own home. You ever feel lost in your own house and you're like, where the fuck am I? Hello, 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 and welcome to the All Nighter Podcast.
This is where the insomniacs come to get silly.
With your hosts, Ashlyn Benson, Alexis Leach, and Rhonda Lou.
Hello,
party people.
Oh wait, I should stay scooted up, huh?
Yeah. She's like boom, boom, boom.
She's like boom, 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 boom.
I'm trying to fuck up the camera's
Manifest
depth
the
perception.
Dude, can you tell we look more official?
Yeah, we have our own little headphones. We got the splitter we went from a 2-splitter to a 3-splitter. We've upgraded.
We are moving on up. Have we made any money? Not yet. But we are investing in ourselves.
We've got the double sunlights, and I mean honestly, I'm pleased aesthetically. When I look at this, I'm like, this is nice, man.
I love it.
Makes me
Our
happy.
setup gets better and better every time.
Yeah, even like the up all night kind of like brings out the blue and white and the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm indicating it the exact opposite way because I'm looking at the monitor.
Get it together.
I could never.
Could never
Me?
do the weather.
But yeah, we've all got our headphones now. We're looking pretty snazzy, if I do say so myself.
I know. Everybody smile for the thumbnail.
I'm proud of us, dude. I'm proud of us. We've had some consistency. You know, Ashlyn's worked hard as far as editing. She
For
deserves
sure.
all the credit there. And
I know, we
been-
did 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
That's a big milestone.
That is, dude. Yeah, I mean, some podcasts don't even make it that long, and we.
And I know that.
It's fine. It's fine. We all
If
do
you know, you know.
something. Yick, yick, as the girls of Morbid would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel really fucking blessed to be able to do this with you guys at all. Like, I mean, to have this equipment, accessibility to this equipment through, you know, my blessed blood. It's crazy and nothing I ever really would have expected to have in this life.
I know.
I was just telling Ashlyn while you were downstairs that, like, I just think it's so funny because I literally bought these headphones and, like, a little microphone that doesn't compute with this stuff. But I bought them at the same time specifically to try to do some sort of podcasting back in, like, 2020. And I just did not have the means to make it work. And I'm like, and now here we are. I'm using those headphones, like, 4 or 5 years later. And now you guys have bought the same ones? It's crazy.
It's all coming together. The stars are indeed aligning.
It's as if, you know, fate is a thing.
It really is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because, you know, I mean, I had some of this equipment from a previous project that didn't work, you know, and you just never know. You never know what can happen. And, like, the intention, I think what I've learned, at least, is like the intention can go a long way, you know. Yeah, maybe it's 5 years later,
Right.
but it still, you know, comes along, and it's easy to give up hope, you know, on certain things, especially with like trying to do any passion or anything outside of you're already working or
Right.
whatever your thing
Going
may
to
be.
school, doing, you know, it's just hard to start something when you're already so invested in regular life things that it's hard to follow your passions.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
you're already so tired. You're working for the man. It's
and
not
still
paying
trying
you
to have
enough.
downtime for yourself. Too.
Right, like, yeah.
Self-care.
Exactly.
You're doing everything that you can to, like, survive whatever means of work that is. And then also, like you said, trying to find that downtime. It can be difficult if you also have kids and, like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Everything can pull you in all the different directions to discourage you from pursuing any kind of passion. But And I think I don't know. I've heard like different artists like say things like they don't want us to dream, you know. And I think that
it kind of can like take away your ability to dream, because like you're just trying to survive through the next day, through the next week, till the paycheck, you know, whatever.
Right.
But also what I've learned through this is like I have been so used to like the way I think art is to be created, and I'm always learning this lesson over and over. I think it has to be like, oh, get out of that brain. You know? And like, but it just, and then I'm left with like, shit, just let absolute shit. That light is shit. No, I'm just kidding. That light just went out. And probably that battery needed to be charged. I honestly didn't know how long it was going to last.
We got a couple minutes of beauty.
No, but actually this lighting was
But it's
nice
still good.
too.
Yeah. We'll charge her up next time. She was a tester today.
Again, if we had more producers, I'd just swap it out real quick.
One of these days.
But with this, everything happened so easily without any pressure.
And thank you for the suggestion in the first place, girl.
Yeah.
I've gotta give you the credit there, because I mean, like,
I know I did not think I'd be doing another podcast again.
yeah,
You know?
and I mean, I had a hard time conceptualizing speaking to a general public, you know, but
you assumed it so quick, like immediately. You're like, "Hello, everybody!" Like you always look right in the camera's eye, like with the
She's
intention.
like, what's up?
And
Everyone
it's like,
listening.
oh.
That's hilarious. That's really funny. But no, it's been great. Like, I mean, I feel like I mean, all of our conversations, I think, are just good for us anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's almost like
works
a
out.
therapy sesh. You
Yeah,
know?
because I think I do have mental breakdowns the longer we go without filming.
Oh, and just a side note, that lyric that I was referring to, that is actually from a friend of ours band, Groucho, Dustin's band,
Oh, okay.
Groucho. He has that lyric, and when I heard it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, I hate it. But I do think, like, you know, like keeping that part of yourself alive just for your own sake, even if you don't want to share it with people or whatever, just you know, enjoying whatever passion you've got.
Right.
Yeah, because I feel like for me, at least with art, like that's what connects me to like God or the universe or whatever, you know, is like, and I knew I was, and who knows, maybe I sealed my own fate within this, because I was like, even if I don't move to LA, like I must always create my art, no matter what it is. Just do it. Like that's what matters, is the creating and sharing of it. You know, all the other accolades and stuff, you know, that's fine, but it's like that's not why you're doing it, you know?
Right.
That's not what the fulfillment is.
Yeah, that's not where
Like
the fulfillment is coming.
can come from just doing it, and like, and especially with people that you fucking love. Like working on projects with people you love, I think is automatically kind of conducive to really enjoying what you're doing and feeling like it's quality time.
Because it's easier to feel present in this, because it kind of does feel like when we were kids and just like
Right.
hole up
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
room and
Hold
you
up
know,
in the
take
closet.
the camera and do whatever.
And I've noticed that the more and more watchbacks I do, like, and the more that we've progressed, we've gotten a little bit more comfortable with it, I think, too, which I think is just really funny to watch. And it's just happening so quick, you know, which I think is cool, even if no one watches.
Yeah, well, like, I see exactly what you mean in that, like, I feel like with every episode, it's like we're getting closer and closer to our core selves, and I can see that those versions of us, like I said, like, still alive in us, and it just makes me so fucking happy. It really does.
Like, we're getting more and more silly and
Riffy.
finding our pattern, I guess.
Our flow.
Our flow of
Our fucking flow.
Because we got a flow.
Oh my god. Oh my good god.
But it's very fun, and I like it. I hope the people like it.
Well, I was going to say, as far as analytics go, most of our viewers aren't subscribed.
Yeah, and well, you know, and I was telling Ashlyn too, like, I think a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that that people might be like following through from like the Facebook links that we're posting, and then it opens it in the Facebook browser, so that's not a browser that they're like signed into their YouTube on.
Right.
You know, because even I watch it a lot that way sometimes.
Yeah. Like whenever we're posting it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, or when I'm watching other people's videos, I don't open up YouTube separately.
Right. Yeah. So subscribe if you're not.
Yeah, please. Yeah, and continue to hang with us.
And put your feedback. If you were a silent viewer, just put something.
Yeah,
a
dude.
smiley face, something.
Get that algorithm flowing.
Yeah. Because I just want to know.
Well, I know. I'm like, what do you guys like? What do you not like? You know, because I see that we've got views, so some people are out there watching.
Yeah, I am very curious what the people who are watching like think and feel and whatever. And well, you had mentioned that like your neighbor watches or something, and then she said that like I was a fave, and I was like, oh, like fucking cool.
Shout out Connie.
Hi Connie. Maybe we'll meet one day. But
you've probably met her.
Yeah, I would be
probably
surprised
at some point, I'm
as
sure.
a youngin'. but yeah, I mean, it would be cool to have just to know what their feelings are and have any kind of engagement in that way, because it is just kind of like an almost anonymous audience at this point.
Right. Yeah. That is the question. I'm like,
and well, didn't you say that a lot of our viewers are men too?
Yes.
oh God,
Yeah.
yeah. Why does that not surprise me?
Well, I
Very
mean,
pretty ladies.
I keep these bad boys long for a reason. Just remember that.
But honestly, I mean, if that is true, and like given the subject matter and the freedom that we allow ourselves in talking on this podcast, if there are men that are open enough to be listening and stuff, and like maybe even laughing along to our fucking period stories or some shit, then I would be like,
They gotta be allies, right?
Yeah, respect. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I think it's fucking cool. Oh, I think it's
It is rad.
cool.
It is. So rad.
See, dude, I like just automatically forget that like I need to stay in focus for a camera. I'm normally very fidgety and just trying to like fucking scoot around.
That's okay. It's following you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's like there she goes again.
There she goes.
There she goes again.
There she goes.
You guys went to that song, and I was thinking, oops, I did it again.
Classic. Fucking classic. I hope that doesn't get us like copyright stricken or whatever.
No, you can. It's like a cover. You know.
Is
a
it?
cappella cover?
I mean, I swear to God, I hear that there's like always so many like copyright things like strikes that
We own no rights to that song.
Yeah, we most certainly do not. We do not claim to.
Who is that? Third Eye Blind?
Beats me, dude.
Shit.
It's not Third Eye
beats
Blind,
me. I don't think it is either. Because it's isn't it a lady?
Is it?
Wait, are you thinking about
I thought it was a dude.
Which are you thinking of the song that you were thinking of, or the
No.
one that we were singing?
No, that was Britney, bitch. We know
Yeah,
who
I
that
was
is.
like, wait, yeah, I know. Well, then I'm like, what are you? I don't know.
I
who
thought
sings
that's
that song.
the Here We Go Again or whatever. I thought that was Third Eye Blind, but maybe I'm wrong.
It could be. You know.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
fuck. Like I said, it absolutely beats me. There's some like early 2000 songs and like 90s songs that I have no idea who any of them are by, honestly.
Ooh, that vocal fry.
That
Just
vocal
right. Now I can
Dude.
really hear this.
Oh my God, man. I'll be like playing video games in the middle of the night, and then like I can't find like, you know, like a certain area I'm supposed to go to. And I'll be like, God diggity damn, like just fucking.
You'd be like, what now?
You're just
You
a
heard me.
newspaper cartoon.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm gonna wake Chad up with my bullshit one night. And I mean, I do tend to like go into the deeper voice whenever I'm like doing tasks and stuff too. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Maybe it's your masculine energy coming out doing the tasks.
Trying to stay focused.
Finish it.
We can fucking do this, man. We are committed.
What have you guys been up to since the last episode recording?
God damn, I've been playing so much piano. I'm trying so hard, man, to have any fucking sense of rhythm.
Have you played with songs? with like listening to the songs, like the radio or whatever, you know. I mean, not the radio, but
No, I actually haven't tried it that way. Because I mean, like a lot of the covers that I'm doing, I do kind of want to like change them slightly, either tempo wise or like arrangement or whatever. But I mean, I have been playing with like the metronome and stuff, and you can like change the tempo and stuff on the piano itself, and it's just like a little snare metronome, and it does help a lot. I think it's actually helped me substantially in the last couple of weeks.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, she was saying she wanted to do some karaoke, and I was like, well, shit, I'll just sing a song and play a song for you guys on the piano instead.
That'd
and-
be fun.
Instead of
We
doing
get a
karaoke
private
with the
show.
thing. Yeah, because I mean, one of the songs I would be singing for you is probably one that I will want to do at St. Cecilia soon. So it would be a good.
Oh
little
yeah, and you
practice
can do
for
covers
me.
there, right?
Yeah.
Because you know that song "Last Kiss" by Pearl Jam.
Yes. Yeah.
I was thinking of doing that one,
That would be really sick, dude.
and that one's just like boom. I just love how easy the guitar is over the piano. You know, I mean, like I love the piano, of course. But man, is it a biatch to carry around?
Dude, yeah.
The guitar, it's like something you can sling across your back like a backpack, and you're just
Yeah.
like, just me and my tunes.
Yeah.
So I'm walking down.
You're like,
the
I'm going
pavement.
on the road.
On
My
the road
tunes on the
again.
go. Yeah, no, I was kind of like August rushing Chad's guitar last night, and like just
August
having
rush.
yeah,
Oh,
like just on the ground and with my fingers on one side and plucking with the other.
That's
And yeah, it was actually really fun. And then I go into the bedroom, and like we always have like music playing on the TV when we're going to sleep, and like Ben Howard was he was like doing a music video where he was playing it like that too, as he was like singing into a mic, and I was like, what the shit.
The guitar is a beautiful woman, and you can have her in many different positions, and it sounds just as beautiful.
Apparently.
The piano's more like a sushi lady, you know, when they're like
all laid out there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean it is true. I mean, like on the piano, it's like you do have like literal accessibility to all the notes in a way that are kind of more complicated on other instruments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a great bass instrument to learn off of. I do think like it
Sushi
does
lady.
help you learn. Yeah, you know, once you get sushi, like people eat off them. You know,
I know exactly
I've only
what you're
seen
saying.
it on like Katy Perry's music video, and maybe like Sons of Anarchy. I don't know.
Oh wait, yeah, maybe.
You know, they always had like crazy parties.
Right.
Oh god.
Oh man,
gosh.
I haven't thought about that guy in a while.
Which one?
So
Jax?
many.
Yeah, wait.
Walton
what's the one?
Goggins in that
yeah.
one, but also the main guy, the blonde guy. I mean, listen.
I mean, I will say
Charlie
like,
Hunnam.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Walton Goggins above all else, I think for
Which
me.
one is he?
He was the trans
character.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like that was a standout role and performance.
That's when I fell in love with him.
It
and
is
then-
truly for me too, and that
then he's
sweet
just-
Georgian accent. But but yeah, no. And then I liked Tiggy too. Tiggy was cool.
Oh yeah.
And
well,
Opie.
Gemma.
Gemma.
Yeah,
Gemma.
I
Yeah.
loved Gemma.
I mean, she was so annoyingly hot as well as wild, but she was so beautiful, and like she did this other show recently called like Rebel, and she was really good in that one too. I didn't see like the second season, I don't think, but I like the first one.
Nice.
She seems like a general badass, you know,
Right,
like
yeah.
a lady I would just automatically respect.
I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Which
she
I
could-
mean,
she would tell
honestly,
me what
all
to do.
women most of the time is exactly that. Every woman ever, but I mean, she is. I would feel intimidated by her in a good way.
Yeah, I'm just ready for The Handmaid's Tale, the last season to come out. It's like all I can think about.
Did you watch the rest of the Amish show?
We've watched most of it. We've gotten to like the new group.
Oh yeah.
And man, there's some drama there. Holy shit. But yeah, so we're still watching that. But that's all we've really been watching.
Nice, dude.
Oh yeah.
I've been catching up on Severance. I'm like, I think I have one episode left, and I've been thoroughly enjoying the entire season thus far. It's made me very happy.
Damn, I need to catch up.
It's I don't know. There's something very satisfying about it artistically to me. Even like what they changed like for the second season's intro, I just absolutely love. I think that animation is so fucking cool. And Severance is an odd one too because it's not quite horror, but it just has these very it has these very dark, subtle, but like I don't know, interesting undertones that I just really dig.
Like I said, my dystopian America teacher was talking about that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would want to be able to shut my brain off from certain things or have them be able to do it for me or whatever.
Yeah.
Stay out of my brain.
Dude.
Get out of there, bro. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, but I mean that show approaches a lot of different like dynamics of the self that I think aren't otherwise really approached in other series and stuff, and it's been cool.
Like what?
Well, like with one of the main characters, Helly, like her the person that she's like working as in the corporation, she's very fucking like free spirited and like wild. Like when she's a spoiler alert or whatever, but like when she first gets in there, she tries to kill herself eventually because she's like, I'm not fucking working for these people and doing whatever the fuck. What are we doing here? And like, whatever. And she's very like fiery and whatever. But then like when you come to find out who her outie is, it's like this, she's like essentially the head of the corporation's daughter. And she's like fucking like, I mean, she's an entirely different person, but that there is that little piece of that fiery bit, but she like so rarely shows it. But it's crazy too because her innie like finds love with this other main character, and her outie is like totally isolated. She's like cold and weird and whatever, and so but she's like watching herself fall in love as this different version of herself that she can't know, and it's just like it's wild, but it's a lot of fun. And she ends up doing some whack shit in the second season too, and I was like, God damn it. I mean, it was like stone cold, but oh man, I love it. I love the show. I could rave.
Watching it tonight.
It is like a little bit of a slower burn throughout, but I do really, really dig it.
Have you ever watched, I think it's called Never Let Me Go or something like that? It's kind of hard to explain because it's like humankind has figured out how to clone humans. And so they clone them and they're like trying to prolong the lives of the human race. And by doing so, they're like cloning people. And then I believe it's that they're using their organs to put into the regular humans to prolong their lifespan or whatever. Right. So basically you're just like getting new organs from somebody that is essentially the same as you or whatever. And so they send these clones to like a special school for them where they like have these routines every day. And like the question that our teacher like arose from this, because it was something we had to watch for class, was, what do you think? Is this right? Is it wrong? Because, they're not forcing them to do anything. They're just, they do it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like, it kind of made me think about what you were just saying, how whenever she's trying to understand who she is or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, you're different, but you're not. You're that same person, but you're also not, because they are still they're still their own person, but like the society has basically told them that they're not.
Exactly. Yes. And well, so that exact line was actually, he said that to her because she was like, what was she like or whatever, and she was like, she was like you, but also she wasn't, and so, but yeah, I do think that like I think a lot of us do have kind of like a separate self that we can kind of like project outward versus like the self that we are when we are at our most comfortable and whatever. And like I think something that like when I was younger that I struggled with was almost like this like posturing thing. Like I don't ever really want to, because I see people posture and I understand why, but it's not something I ever want to fucking do, even when it comes down to things like because I have different discomforts or like fears or whatever about like talking about disability and talking about stuff like that, or just having been sick and whatever. So but yeah, like, you know, I mean, as far as like you know, like acting as if I can drive, or that I have the same kind of agency that other people have, there's like that inclination in me to want to do that and to like want to kind of like pretend at this like semblance of normalcy. And throughout being sick, like that's really been the, you know, kind of something that I've like reckoned with over time, because especially like in my early 20s, like late teens and stuff, like when I was performing and stuff, like I wouldn't really get real with people at all, really, unless they like directly asked me about like my health and whatever. Whereas like now, like I do kind of prefer to be more open about it in a way that makes me feel like I'm being true to myself and my like quality of life and all that shit, you know, like it's fucking weird. I mean, you might have to cut some of that where I'm just like, what the fuck was it? It drives me crazy when that happens.
It happens to me way more often than I would like to admit. Like literally I can be walking from like not even one room to the other. Like,
no, that was literally me before I left. When you said that you were here, I was like, what do I need from this fucking room? I walked in here for a goddamn reason.
Literally. And I'm like, and then I start panicking. And I'm like, I'm like, am I going crazy?
I know. I hate when I climb the stairs and I'm like, what do I need? I can't remember. God, what is it? I go downstairs right at the last step. I remember.
Yep.
I climb back up the stairs. I can't find what I'm looking for. And I'm like, curses. Then I go to the bathroom and I come back out and then I'm like, what am I doing up here?
What all just unfolded? I'm lost in my own home. You ever feel lost in your own house and you're like, where the fuck am I?
Oh, God.
Especially like 2 a.m. when you're trying to like go pee. You're like, holy fuck, where's the door?
Oh my God, dude. I mean, so like I said, I mean, like I fucking, I'll travel by the light of my vape a lot of the time in the middle of the night.
Light the way.
Yeah, like when I'm trying, it's not far off.
Lumos.
Oh,
Just puffs of smoke.
peep the Harry Potter reference.
Oh my God. Well, so it has a screen on one side and it lights up. And so
What's funny is I was totally thinking that.
that's the coolest thing. Oh my God.
That is so funny.
No, but then, I mean, God, I still end up like fucking thigh checking the fucking bed frame and, oh, dude.
Girl, our bed frame is low to the ground and we just painted our room. Well, I say just, but this was like 6 months ago, but we painted our room black. So when you turn off the lights and the the curtains are drawn, it is pitch black. I feel like my shin is just going to be permanently bruised forever.
Yeah.
Because
Forever
every
and
time I just randomly, I mean, it is like I have a bump on my shin and it's bruised currently.
You're like, it's a medical problem now.
Like, I mean, the Black Walls is super cool and gives the dark academia,
Yeah.
which I have some of those electric candles that I sometimes use, and that kind of helps. But, you know, when you're ready to go to bed, sometimes you want all the lights out. But
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I mean, it's so silly. And I'll even use it to like light up my purse, like while I'm like looking for my like fucking headphones or whatever. And you're exactly that.
God, why can I see you doing that?
Because
I can just see
do it all the time.
She's like, because I do.
because you
do
have
do
seen me
that.
this.
Well, and like, I mean, I don't know, did the podcast catch that I did that when I went to go pee? I don't think it did.
Oh, maybe it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashlyn's, well, one side of Ashlyn's bathroom lights were out.
Rhonda's like, is your bathroom light out? And I was like, yeah, but there's another one on the other door. And she's like, oh, she didn't know about it.
Yeah, no, so I used my vape, and I used
How long
it
does
to,
it stay lit for?
like a couple of seconds. like 5 seconds maybe, and then I just like
She's
shine
like,
it. I'm
actually,
like,
it literally
lush.
doesn't even come on anymore.
Yeah, that's why it's funny. It's like, she just has to keep smoking it to light up the way.
She's like, but it's powered by the lungs.
Oh my god. And then like when I'm like sleeping next to Chad, like I like put my hand over the screen so that the bright light doesn't wake him up when I'm puffing in my sleep.
Then there's me, who's like in bed with Jordan, just like phone light all the way up, or phone screen
brightness.
light all the way up, like scrolling on like Facebook or TikTok or whatever. And I'm just like,
Do you have your AirPods on, or does he hear the sound of the videos?
Usually I turn the videos all the way down because even that bugs me. And there's captions on most TikTok videos now, so I just do it that way. But sometimes I'll like turn it up a little so I can hear the drama.
Yeah.
If I need to. Because sometimes there are, oh my God, speaking of that, Jordan did tag me in a video that I was like, oh my God,
Wow.
this is crazy. Like, it was just drama filled. And he was like, did you watch that video I tagged you in? And I was like, which one? Because you sent me a lot of them. And so he pulled it up, and it's this chick, and I think the dude's name is Brandon or something. And she's like, you're cheating on me with a dude, Brandon? Like, really? Oh my God. He's like, no, it's just like a friend that I play Xbox with, man. It's just like, oh my God. And she's like, I am pregnant, Brandon. And it just like escalates. And then like the dude is at the door, and he's like, we didn't even do anything. Like, ugh. And like, she's like, why doesn't he have any pants on? Like, he's not even wearing pants, Brandon. And then the guy like opens the door again, and he's like, actually, I'm wearing underwear, and like shows her that he's wearing underwear, and he's like, so you. And it's like, what is going on here? She's like, we have 3 other kids. And I'm like, she's having a bad day.
Damn, dude.
I'm like, man, people just be posting everything.
It is crazy, yeah, when people bring the drama to TikTok or whatever, and they're like, oh, so my boyfriend went on a podcast and talked shit on me, so I just gotta give you my side of the story, part 1, you know?
It's like Tuesday for part 2, and I'm like, I'm not waiting until Tuesday. I'll go find the podcast he talked shit about you on.
Dude, I mean, the level of disclosure that some people offer is kind of wild. Like, as far as like admitting to things that most people might assume would be like notoriety, kind of, or whatever, but or like something shameful in a way or whatever. But they'll just be like, "Yeah, I did this," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what people will just be like, "Yeah, bro,
said it, I guess.
Yeah.
I did it." I mean, look at our commander in chief.
Dude, you're fucking real though, man. It has gone all kinds of wild as far as that goes.
Oh my gosh. I think that's what my
Tesla
breakdown
infomercials.
was about. Yes. Or I mean, like it's hard. It's like you go through periods where you're like, ignore the news, not gonna pay. What was that? Not gonna process. You know, you're just like,
And then it just all hits you at once.
Yes.
And you're like, the world is fucking falling apart.
and you just have to cry about it. Like you just
Yeah.
have to, and it's so sad. And it's just, I think it's also like we're grieving the future that we once thought we had, you know,
Exactly.
and that's just like, it's
and just hoping that we can still have it, you know?
Exactly,
yeah, like I was watching a
yes.
podcast with Chapel Roan, and she was asked if like she would get married, and she was like, is it gonna be legal to get married, you know, or whatever.
Was it the Call Her Daddy podcast?
And yeah, like it's just crazy that like we're back to that point, because you know it just feels like not long ago it would be like, yeah, gay people
That's
already had, yeah, we had the
ridiculous,
rights, like, well, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know how different conservatives see it or whatever, but I mean, if you're wondering why people are getting uncomfortable outside of things like economics and shit like that, it's because like a lot of the policies that he's pushing through are making it pretty fucking high risk to exist for certain individuals, you know, whether that's like a person of a particular minority, like race wise or religion wise or like, queer wise. It's like it fucking blows, dude. And I think, you know, I think a lot of us are, like don't really know how to fucking like just I mean, like, because tuning it out feels wrong, you know.
Right.
But then also,
You can only take so much.
Yes.
Though, like,
Yeah.
information at one time.
And within the bounds of what we can control, it is very limited at this point. And it's just like, so really all we can do is try and create and cultivate safe spaces. And like, you know, like.
Yeah. And I mean, in some ways, at least like when I've gone out and stuff, I mean, you know, I think in general people are more like keep to themselves, like since COVID and stuff like that. You know, I guess it depends on like where you're at, like in Tulsa at least, because, you know, South Tulsa is definitely like more conservative and downtown Tulsa is more like vibey, indie, you know.
More open-minded crowd.
Yeah, very.
It's basically all the kids from the conservative families from the South that are like, you know, I'm living my life, you know?
Right, yeah.
Done being repressed, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's like when you're living in life, like it feels like in real, like on the internet, everybody's freaking out. Like we're crashing out, you know, just like, oh my God. Like, you know, we talk about it in the comments with each other or on threads or wherever. But in real life, I mean, we talk about it with each other. You know, you guys are my peeps to talk about it with. Because even like, it can be hard, like, to talk about it with our families even, you know, like, my dad, you know, he'll, you know, he doesn't want, I think I'm a lot like mom and, like, I can be ready to be, like, anxious or whatever. But what's different about me is, like, I'll usually still do things. Like, I won't let that, like, keep me from doing stuff.
Keep you from doing, yeah.
But I will have moments of, like, you know, I'm also trying to plan, you know, my life and family planning and stuff like that. And it's just a little bit, it's hard to envision what the future looks like. I think that's just the hardest part. It's just like, we don't know.
Feel like we know what to
Especially
expect.
what you're sending your children into as well.
Yeah. Like we just don't know where we're going with this. Like everything, like it's hard to anticipate because everything seems crazier on crazier on crazier. And yeah, it's hard to just know, like, is she gonna be safe here soon? Like, what is this gonna look like? Or, you know, like, if, like, I saw this one doctor, I didn't know if she was just an IVF doctor, or what, but doing the total abortion ban in Georgia, like, basically keeps her from doing her job and criminalizes her for doing her job and all that stuff. And, like, that's just crazy. It's just crazy because none of this stuff was like really, I mean, you know, before like
we made progress.
Yeah.
And then we backslid so hard. And
so
it's jarring.
far.
Yeah, it's fucking jarring. And it seems like they want to slide further back still.
It just goes to show how quickly things can regress.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I think what's hard to tell too though is like what people will do in real life. So it's like we can see that conservative people online are very mean and bully
and loud
whatever.
And,
but as far as like, you know, we know
Day to
people,
day,
we live close to them, like they're
most people are kind, I'll say that.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, what will happen in real life?
Yeah. Like,
you know,
because I mean,
interaction wise.
Yeah, like I mean, I've got neighbors across the street that are Trump supporters, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like you. I just think you're stupid. I don't think you're like gonna murder me in my sleep or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you are very savvy
Wise.
to the political aspect of what you follow and claim to support, I guess.
well,
It's
and,
just like,
and Chad and I were talking about this earlier too, and that like, I mean, you know, for the Christians to, I mean, there's plenty of Christians that don't uphold Trump. Okay, I'll say that.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
But for the Christians that do,
it's just like,
and,
what?
and it will. I mean, I just don't know how they don't question his authenticity with following God in the first place. And like with that bishop, I mean, she said everything that a true Christian would say to a man like him, you know. And it's, but like as far as like, like, and that's the thing I always come back to too, is like it's almost like these people believe like that he would be as loyal to them as they are to him.
And that's what I tell people all the
Like, give
time.
a singular fuck, man.
Because I'm like, they worship this guy, but I'm like, dude, he would not protect
He's
you in
not
the way
serving
that
you,
you
man.
think that he would.
He's not serving you at all, dude. And a lot of the stuff that he wants to do away with, as far as different benefits and all of that. Like, I mean, a lot of people are gonna get screwed if he really goes for that.
And I mean, on the stuff that like my mom watches at home, I mean, there's tons of people that have said, what he's doing now is not what I voted for, and blah blah blah. And I'm just kind of like, womp womp. Like,
I mean,
we all tried to tell you this.
I mean, as much as it's late or whatever, I mean, I want to hear more people saying that. I want to hear everybody saying that.
Always,
like,
always.
I want everybody to be like, what the fuck? We need to get him out of here.
But
whatever.
I don't feel bad for you. Because you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
However,
Or
I'm
to
glad
us.
that you're coming around to understanding that you shouldn't trust everything that someone throws at you. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's people on the other side that are just as bad, or whatever. I mean, maybe not just as bad, because he's pretty bad, but I mean, just politics and just itself is corrupt in like every way. But just what's going on now is just is a bad deal, and
it just feels like bizarre, like how far he's willing to take it. And and the way that he handled his world relations is extremely bizarre. And I'm like it's almost like, I mean, I mean, it's like he handles his entire life like he's a reality star, television,
and I'm like,
whatever. And so, but it's like it's all drama all the time, and it's just like, fucking relax,
and he
man.
is like, he's always like, look at these numbers, people are tuning into this,
But I mean, and so much of it, at least outside of the country, is really almost just tuning into what it might be our downfall, like, and just being like, how the fuck.
Well, I was telling Mom too, I was like, I would really consider moving if I didn't think that he was a threat to everybody in the world. It's just like,
right.
It does kind of feel like no matter where you move, like it could still impact you some way or another. I mean, probably not as bad as if you actually lived here.
Well, and it's just like, I don't know. I want to see that shift again. Like, I want to see that pendulum swing again.
And I mean, I do have hope that it will, but I'm wondering if it's like after a lot of doctors lose their jobs and like, or whatever, because they feel like they don't want to be within, something that's just letting women die. But it does feel like either way, it does kind of feel like impending doom, I guess, but.
Well, just like general dread.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it feels like somehow, I don't know. Sometimes crazy things need to happen, I guess, for the pendulum to swing back to the other side.
Yeah.
But it's just like, have we learned nothing?
Well, and I saw this video too of this girl who came from a conservative family, and she was like, some MAGA people will never admit, that these things are bad because they will have to dismantle everything that they believe in order to do that.
Yes.
And
but it's like you don't have to dismantle everything you believe in, because what's going on isn't what you believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they're doing is not what you believe in. You've been brainwashed into thinking that this is what is to be, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Because I am probably the furthest thing from religious, and we have been able to coexist for 23, 24 years now. Like, we've been best friends.
With love, dude.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I remember giving your mom such shit about having to go to church and stuff. And eventually they were like, I guess she's just going to be sleeping at the house while we go to church. And I was like,
yeah,
I'd
have
leave
her a note.
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember that. That's hilarious.
I mean, sometimes I would go, and I remember your mom would get so mad because I would fall asleep or something, and she'd be like, Alexis. I'd be like, oh, damn it.
I didn't want to be awake in the first place.
And I mean, I did it because I loved you guys, and
Yeah.
I wanted to spend time with you guys, and that's what I had to do it. So I mean, sometimes I just sucked it up and I went with y'all.
I know. I remember going to my friend's Baptist church back in the day, and yeah,
oh,
it was
Lord.
definitely a different vibe. But
Were they speaking tongues, Baptist, or?
I don't think so. If they did, I didn't see it. It was just very like the jean skirts, like just very modest and stuff like that. But I never really minded, I mean, it was a different vibe, but I just loved Lauren so much too. It was just like, yeah, we'll just.
I mean, it's never wrong to. I mean,
experience other people's
culture and religions and
Belief
things
systems,
like that.
yeah.
That was the great thing about America.
Exactly. It's the melting
You
pot.
don't need it
Like,
all to
come
be
on.
one.
Yeah, and well, that is kind of the beauty of it, in that like a lot of people can actually find the truth that's true for them if they have accessibility to all these different experiences and whatever.
Cultures.
Yes, and if they aren't, fucking repressed from one direction or another. But yeah, I mean, I think that people, whatever your belief system is, you should be able to have.
It's just all of the radicalization of it is
Yeah.
what is the problem. Because I mean, that's what is wrong with like things in the Middle East and all this other stuff, is that they're fighting over who's right and who's wrong when it comes to their religion and this, that, and the other, and how their political things should be ran, how their citizens should be treated, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, why do we?
Well, and like speaking to what you were saying, like as far as like that the people that support Trump don't necessarily need to dismantle their entire belief system
that's what I was saying.
to stop to dismantle their belief in him, to dismantle their faith in this corrupt man, because he never really gave you a good reason to have faith in him.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I don't get it.
like, I mean, I mean, maybe people can argue different points on that, but I mean, as far as like how he's gonna directly affect your life, if you're not one of the billionaires getting a tax cut from him, I think you're probably getting hurt by him, and somehow you think that it's like good for you, and I don't.
But
I
it's just
can't.
yes, and it is. They think that it is good for them.
It's like a very toxic relationship, dude.
I don't remember what
in which he doesn't know you exist.
Right, exactly. Like he does not even know that you are a speck on this planet. But like I don't remember what the show was, but it was this thing where, it was a journalist. I want to say it was something that my mom was watching, and basically it was like this big circle, and there was this dude in the middle who I believe is some journalist. I'm sorry, remember his name, but basically he like is talking to this group of Trump supporters, younger voters, and like there's LGBTQ people in this group talking to him. There's very conservative Jesus people, with their MAGA hats and shit on, women that are like super conservative, that are like abortion's wrong and blah, 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 And basically what they do, it's kind of like a game of musical chairs, kind of like they have to like this ding goes off and they have to
Like
race each other to this chair, and then they get to talk to him for as long as they want. But the thing is, if they start to lose their flow of questioning, or like it starts to get like too combative or something, the people in the circle hold up this red flag. And I'm like, oh, so whenever the conversation starts to not go the way that you guys want it, you just hold up this little red flag, and then the person goes, yeah. So it just goes to show that, like, because I mean, one of the gay men that was on there, I was just like, why is this guy not? He was probably probably younger than me. He had to be, maybe I would guess like 26 probably, and I'm just like, why are you supporting this? Like, this is crazy. Like, this chick that thinks abortion's all crazy wrong and whatnot. Okay, yeah, I get why she's supporting it, but you, of all people, what? This is crazy. You know that they hate gay people, right? Like, they hate gay people. And there's no doubt about it.
Well, and see, like, what I see what I see like
oh yeah, I'm like,
like painfully happen a lot of the time with different minorities or different people that do kind of like start to lean into that you know far right grift or whatever. Like it's almost like they become like these like I don't even think that I mean for the networks that they're on or whatever, they can almost be like token people of that, and the women too. Actually, like a lot of the like
that's a very good way of describing it. Actually, yes.
And the far right, pundits and stuff that are women. A lot of the time, like they end up getting the shit end of a deal, constantly throughout their work and stuff, and it's like. I mean, I can't understand. And I mean, there's just whatever money is in it or whatever. Because, I mean, I'll admit, I mean, there's money in the right-wing grift. There is. I mean, like, it's crazy. I mean, and you'll see people selling Trump merch all over the fucking place.
There's that spot over on 71st where they're always fucking set up. And I'm like... Every time I drive by it.
Dude, and frankly, like Trump was he's chief among them in the sense that dudes, and I don't know how many conservatives realize this, but he was a Democrat. Like he was a Democrat. There were points in time where he was holding up the LGBTQ flag and was like fucking cheering it on and whatever. And he has shifted so hard because he's like, well, this is where the passion is. And this hatred and this like fucking
that's what he said. Bullshit. He said that they're all stupid and they would blindly follow him, which is exactly what's happening. And it's crazy.
It's absolutely brutal. Like just the lack of like almost like self-preservation even, because I'm like, y'all, like it is just hurting yourself. Like and even like talking to like toxic masculinity and stuff too. It's like it is just these men like hurting each other constantly and like bullying each other constantly. And then it directly affects, them for the rest of their fucking lives. And it's just like, oh man.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just gross, and I hate them all.
I know. I am curious too, like how other parents and stuff are doing, like especially in Oklahoma, because so my kid's not going to school yet. So, but there are a lot of things that are trying to be implemented into schools and stuff right now. So I'm curious, like what the social bubble is like in like the schools and stuff. Like how are the kids dealing with
and
this?
Teachers and stuff too.
Well, we have a teacher shortage right now, and we have a shortage of bus drivers as well, especially in, I think, the Union School District, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, because they're all getting paid crap.
Yeah.
And they have to deal with all this stuff on like a day-to-day basis. And, I mean, no one wants to get paid crap money.
Yeah, and it's absolutely insane and ass backwards that teachers get paid so little.
Well, and they're like making teachers like take down things like this one teacher in Texas take down one of her signs like all are welcome here.
Yeah,
it's like everybody's skin tone and stuff. It's just hands of everybody's skin tones. Everybody's welcome here. They were trying to make her take it down, and then the other one was like a gay pride, like also just like you belong here or something like that. And
yeah, well, like a gypsy, they have like a sign that says like no one's illegal on stolen land, and
right.
And I mean like I mean that's
but it's
crazy.
like to make them take that down. Like what is happening? Stop it! Stop it!
Yeah, I mean it's not. They're so weird.
Yeah,
they're so weird is the thing. Like the things that he that had like led them all to like fixate on as far as like trans people and all this other bullshit. Like it's just like, dude, like that all of that is so fucking irrelevant to you. Like the population that is trans is limited, and it's not like I just
you know.
Lord,
how could we have known?
Dude, it was so silly the other day. Like we were getting like an Amazon package that actually had some pop filters for our mic. And like he could see, he was like, oh, his name is Carlos apparently, and like he'll be coming through and stuff. But like we're like walking out as like Carlos is like walking up, and so but like he has his girl on the phone, and I don't know what they were talking about, but then there's just a point where she goes like, "Hi," and I'm just like, oh my god, this is like like quintessential beautiful like life moment right now. It was so silly.
Well, and I did have a little segment to bring on or whatever. I used to do these videos, mommy issues, but I figure I can kind of just like attach it to this or whatever. And it's literally absolutely like, I posted on Threads and got one response, so I'm gonna read it because you know, you can follow me there if you'd like.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know. Is it, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna read it. I'm like, how do I introduce this or what am I? So this is all I asked. I just asked, mamas, what is your biggest realization you had after having your first kid? Because I just feel like it's like interesting, you know, what changes for us or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I kind of resonated with this one a little bit where this person said that they were a people pleaser and needed to learn how to use the word no. And it does definitely make you like reassess your boundaries in life and also just be like harder on them because
like harder about asserting them, you know, and like placing them, you know, wherever. Whereas like before you might not have had to do that for any real reason, you know, but
even if you were like bending over backward for somebody, but it just like it didn't really do anything. I mean, besides like maybe affect your confidence or something.
Right, yeah.
But now when you have like a kid, then it like could impact your kid or something.
Yeah. Right.
But anyways, that was it. That was such a good segment, right?
That was pretty sick, yeah. Well, no, and well, like, I mean, I think that's something that's kind of been hard for me. It is kind of like asserting like my own space or whatever as far as like what do I want to do. I tend to be very like deferential to whatever, you know, the people I'm with want to do. And I think most of the time that works out pretty goddamn good for me because I enjoy most things, you know. So but
you enjoy laying down in the rain.
Yeah, dude, I was so tempted last night. You have no idea.
I know. Anytime I think of rain, I'm like, Ron, we'll just lay in the middle of the street right now.
Yeah, just
soak it
live
all
it up.
She wants someone to like do one of those tsunami waves when they're driving by.
Straight up. Dude, well, no, at Big Splash in the wave pool, I would like hold my nose and like go down and let like the wave like wash over and just like feel that like impact like go over.
Pretend you're like Prince Eric washing up on the shore.
I'm dead.
Specific. That's awesome. But no, dude, like, I mean,
and then here comes Ashlyn. She's Ariel to save you.
For real though. Oh my God. No, like as a kid, they essentially just like held me in the water for a second and let go. And then we're like, you know, like she'll swim, and I just like sank to the bottom, and I was like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah, the swim instructors. It sounded like you were just saying us, so your family would just do that.
Yeah, the swim instructors. Yes. Yeah, it was at a local pool or whatever.
She's like, I was just trying to get drowned every time with my family.
no, but Ashlyn actually helped me a lot learning how to swim in the early days and like floating on my back. And that's actually my favorite way to be in a pool is just floating. Just floating away.
Yeah, I love to be at the bottom of a 14-foot pool. And then like look up and see how much water is above me.
Exactly, and all the distortions that the water makes. Yeah, absolutely.
I intertwine my feet and
No, I know. Yeah, you're like, this isn't my tale. I am living the fantasy. Okay, this is the dream, dude. But
this
no,
is H2O, baby.
I do plan on swimming a lot more this summer. Like, I did a bit of it last summer, but this summer...
She's like, I did a little bit of swimming.
I'm going to do a lot of that. I think it sounds really good. I think it's, like, it's kind of one of the best forms of exercise, and it's also really fucking fun, so... It works. But yeah, as far as like asserting like space for like the things that I do want to do, I have found that it is important. Even at the very least, like just like making time to like, you know, like talk to God and whatever, and like stretch out. Like I do think that is pretty goddamn good for my mental health.
It's only in these moments when I'm like, oh yes, I see the fisherman side come out. Like, oh goddamn.
Yeah, dude, I've been eating so much fucking salmon, dude.
Maybe that's why.
That cold smoke shit, dude, it's a flex, but oh god, it's so rich and delicious.
I know. That is really good.
I want crab.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you made some crab the other day.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I make crab
man.
all the time, and my mom said I can't make it for a while because she's sick of watching me eat it. So
No, I feel the same way with like my boiled peanuts, like because you have to like crack them open and then like dig out the nuts, and I feel like such an animal every time I consume them. Yeah, just like fucking cracking.
Like a squirrel.
that's how I feel with the freaking crab. 'Cause I'm like,
and yeah, well, like since they're boiled or whatever, they're like fucking dripping and
Y'all
stuff
are
as
eating
I'm
out
like
crabs and nuts.
yeah, dude. I'm like, and then like a fucking shell goes flying over into my like mom's lap or something, and she's like, in front of her little iPad that she types on. And I'm like, what can I say? It's crab life.
That sounds awesome. I want to get in on that life.
Join the crab life.
So do you just boil it? Do you put
Or
like
steam
butter?
it, yeah.
Nice, dude.
It only takes like 10 minutes, man.
Fuck. How much is crab going for these days?
Like $10.50 a pound probably. So I mean, not too bad.
That's actually
You can
better
get some
than I
pretty good
expected.
clusters. Yeah.
Yeah. Check back with
Crab
me next
clusters.
week, and I'm just fucking boiling crabs every day.
Blowing.
I'm on my way.
Boiling.
I was like,
What did she think you said?
blowing. Blowing. And I envisioned that as actually throwing up and not like, not the other one.
What just happened? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like blowing chunks.
Everything.
Yeah.
We all just thought of completely different things, didn't we?
The inverse of a mind meld. It's just all different. That's incredible. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Record. God.
I caught the first one.
Okay.
God diggity.
So it was off for like 2 seconds.
Well, heck.
Did you
maybe.
have something you wanted to bring on the podcast? I thought you put something
Shit.
in the group text
Did you know?
about like some Facebook.
I think it was about some dumb bitch on Facebook
who
who was
calling him out.
Yeah,
Let's
who
roast
was
him.
talking. She was talking about she has been in the vet med field for like however many years or something, and how she is sick of people putting. What'd she say? I think it was in the group chat. And I was like, definitely talking about this, and then completely forgot. I was like, definitely bringing this up in the next episode. And I'm like, what is the fuck?
Yeah, it's like saying
She's
it's
been
2
in the
a.m.
field for over 4 decades, guys. So she knows fucking everything. Let's see. She said, I know times have changed and it's a necessity to take care of our necessity to take care of our mental health is important, which she fucked that sentence up because what? But you shouldn't expect a practice that is open 7 days a week and morning to night. That's what 7 days a week means. Wow. I clearly didn't read this whole thing because it triggered me. Morning and night to work around your bad days. I'll just read you my response. That wasn't the whole post. It was way longer, but I'm not going to bore you with all that. Mm-hmm. So basically, she is like from the older generation of vet med where, you know, it's kind of like when parents are like, I walked to school in the 7 feet of snow.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, we don't do that anymore. Like, that was probably child abuse. Maybe they shouldn't have made you do that.
Sorry you had to go through that. But.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm not doing it.
Condolences.
Yeah. This is 25.
Call me a
We're not doing
weenie.
that. I don't care.
Well, that's something that me and Chad have talked a lot about too. Is that like, you know, when people have made certain sacrifices in their life, as a like continuing generation or as your legacy or whatever the fuck, like you should want it to be easier for them.
Yeah.
You know, like,
exactly.
like why would you want it to be as hard as it was on you?
Exactly.
You know?
And like I said, I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I mean, vet med, everyone thinks it sounds so silly, but it is one of the highest suicide rate careers in the country. I'm pretty
it's
sure.
like that and dentistry.
Yeah. Dentistry too is another
Yeah.
big one. Yes.
My gosh.
And at the very end of her post, she says, working in an animal hospital is a passion, but first it's a job. And I'm like, no, it's a passion. No one does animal medicine for the money. We do it because we love animals and we want them to feel better.
Yeah, there ain't enough money in it.
And she said, so be realistic, responsible, and take care of yourself. No one owes you anything, but you owe it to yourself to be happy. And I'm like, okay, so in one breath you're saying no one owes you anything, but you owe it to yourself to be happy. So,
but then also you can't work around your bad days or whatever.
Right. I'm like, so then you're saying that basically fuck your feelings. You should be at your job all the time. Don't get me wrong. There are people that do take advantage of this. However, my clinic has been very, for the most part,
like cognizant of things
yes.
like that.
And like, I mean, they gave me my job back whenever I left after I'd been gone for like a week, and I was like, can I please come back? Because I hate it at this other clinic. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And they let me. And I mean, they do have compassion for most people who work there. And they do work around like bad mental health days most of the time, which is very appreciative, especially in that field, right? Mm-hmm. So I will read you my whole response.
Hell yeah.
So basically, I just said, sorry that the newer generation cares about our mental health and don't want to end up cynical and shitty like every other burned out older technician we've ever met. Disrespectfully, this post is ridiculous and is the epitome of what's wrong with this industry. And like backstory, whenever I first started in the industry, I won't name drop them because I don't want to get sued, but the clinic that I worked at previously, I hated so much that I was becoming a like round the clock, always being late in the morning because I opened all the time. And so I basically had to ask to switch to the later shift because I was like, I can't do it anymore because like I literally don't want to get out of bed. That's not what I told them, but I was like, I'm just having some problems. So I think, you know, if I switch shifts with somebody that wants to do opening, because I mean, everybody wanted the opening shift because you get to leave early, right?
Right.
So I switched and I started closing, and eventually I just did not want to work there anymore, right? So I started looking for another job, and the job that I'm at now had called me while I was in the parking lot leaving to go home from my old job. Mm-hmm. And they were like, we really actually love you, but we just don't have, because I guess the person that I was supposed to replace was like teetering, like they didn't know if they wanted to leave or something like that. So they told me they couldn't hire me right now. And I literally sat in the parking lot and cried because I was like, I fucking hate it here. I don't want to work here anymore. Yeah. And I'm like, no one should feel like that at their job where they're going, especially like I say, that type of job is not just a job. It's a passion for most people because a lot of people love animals. And it's like, why are we doing this to people? Like, this is crazy. So that just set me off, and I'm probably going to get hate if there's any old technicians that watch this, but you know what? I don't care, because let me tell you,
well, you deserve better too.
Yeah, they deserve better too,
yeah.
Because a lot of the older technicians that I've met are, like I said, very cynical and very shitty to other people. Like I literally had a technician scream at me one time because I didn't immediately stop writing on a index card to hold a dog for a doctor after I told her I would be there in just 1 second. So it's like, I don't know. It's a very weird dynamic sometimes in that industry, the way that people treat each other sometimes. Because sometimes I'll catch myself doing it and I'm like, okay, well, maybe they had a bad day, you know, whatever. But there are definitely people that I have worked with where I'm like, I think you're just an asshole because you can be and because you have been through this field for so long that now I think you kind of hate it and have just been treated so badly throughout this field. And now you see it getting a little better for people and now you're just mad about that or something of that nature. That's just my perspective on it. I could be completely wrong. I don't know these people's lives and backstories, but that was just something I thought of. And I mean, that goes for any field that overworks people, you know, like nursing,
which is like most of them.
Dentistry. Yeah.
Fucking industrial jobs.
Because there is this incentive that has been drilled into our minds since we were in elementary school, where they're like, you're gonna have to go out in the world and you're gonna have to work and you're gonna have to do this. And honestly, this is like a perfect way to end this episode because it's kind of like a full circle thing where we opened talking about how you need to follow your passions regardless of feeling locked down in your life of just being kind of like a mechanical machine going to work,
or regardless of whether you feel like it will lead to anything
right.
Realistic in the grander way or whatever, but just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, just to make yourself happy and fulfilled, you know. And it's just like crazy especially the way things are going right now. Like everybody needs to find something that makes them happy, especially like while we can.
Anything that gives you some therapeutic thing or catharsis, just hold on to those things, and the people that make you laugh too, 'cause
Right.
those fucking come in handy. I tell you what.
And I think that that's a very good thing because, like I was saying, it's drilled into us, to be this mechanical machine and do all these things, but also at the same time they want us to be these like individualistic people, but at the same time they don't,
Yeah, like a lot of what people feel is like expected of them does like lend itself to them eventually neglecting themselves in some way, or neglecting self-care in some way, or neglecting their mental health, whatever. Right. And frankly, everybody deserves mental health care, like just generally blanket. I feel like that's just a given. Like even if you had like the most secure and healthy upbringing, which if you are so lucky, and not a lot of trauma, you probably still deserve a couple years of therapy. But then, with all the trauma that likely everybody has gone through, we all deserve hella fucking therapy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has some form of trauma. Like, it doesn't matter how little, how small it is.
Right, pain is pain is pain.
Exactly. Like, and I used to be that person that was like, well, what I'm going through isn't as bad as what Sammy Joe over here is going through,
Yeah, so I shouldn't
be complaining. But it's like,
no.
Even just the small things, they bottle up over time.
And give your pain validity.
Yeah.
That like it's yours and you feel it, because no matter how bad somebody else has it, and this is a perspective that Chad and I will talk about too, as far as like people who do have it worse, for them to look at you in your position and you're sad, for almost like using them as an excuse to not be happy when you have all of these other things that they could never have accessibility to. It's almost like, I don't know what the question of morality is there, but like it makes sense that you should enjoy what you can, and hope to help others enjoy things too.
And I think that's the problem that most people have, especially in like family dynamics where it's, kids feel forced to do what their parents want them to do, or,
pursue a certain
like career path, or go to a certain college or whatever. You may have, whereas they're feeling like they're only following what their parents want them to do and not what they want to do, It's just important to always have your own individuality. And I think that is something that people really need to be reminded of, because I feel like that's what we're losing in our everyday society right now, because it's like they want to instill this traditional values type of thing. And it's like, yes, but not everybody conforms to the same traditional values as everybody else.
Exactly, yes.
Like, there's homes where people are allowed to express themselves. There's homes where people aren't allowed to express themselves. And then it's just like, I don't understand why anybody would want to subject their children into not believing what they want to believe. Like,
exactly, yes.
If Raya came to you and was like, I don't think I believe in God, I don't think you would be like, oh my God, that is unacceptable. You would be like,
well, what do you
all right,
believe?
baby.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. What do you you wouldn't be like, oh my God, we're sending you to a religious reform school where you're going to be like fixed. And it's like, that's not what you need to do,
Yeah. Yeah. And that really is the truth, I think, for most people, is you can't convert somebody, like you can show them what you believe. You can talk from your own experience, but past that point, everybody has the right to their own truth. And nobody can say one way or the other what's right or wrong. It is everybody's own individual prerogative to decide what's true for them. And yeah, I mean, if you wanna present these different ideas to people or whatever, you can do it respectfully, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactamundo.
But freaking thanks for hanging with us yet again.
Thank you so much.
If you make it to the end of this video, please give it a good old
it's been
like.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure there's some stuff that we can probably cut down to make it a little bit shorter.
Yeah, like what in the fuck am I saying? But yeah, I'm sending love to everybody. And we'll see you next week, I suppose.
Follow your passions.
Follow
do
them dreams.
what you love, dude. And like, see us the next time we post a video, dude. We'll see you there.
Later, man.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.